What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back into the video on the channel, and today it looks kind of obvious, at least I hope so. We made ourselves a little breakfast pizza, kind of a low-key meal, but I was in the mood for breakfast and I didn't have any kind of vessel. I didn't have any kind of waffle, any kind of carb, no rice, no nothing. Then I realized I had a pizza crust, so I said, okay, let's just make a breakfast pizza. Let me take you through the process real quick. This is really like super simple. We got our pizza crust. It's a thin crust, Pillsbury. They're one of my favorite things to use when I just want to make a quick pizza, but you just roll it out onto a cookie sheet of some sort and, form it to the way you want to form it. That is what we did. Then we added a little bit of tomato sauce and some cheese, and we put that in the oven for about 10 minutes just to get it cooked most of the way through. And then we had our ground beef, which I seasoned with like taco seasoning. So I used my sazon tropical. I said I wasn't going to say it, but I have to because that's what it's on here in it. And then garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper. And then we added that to the top, as well as these are actually not whole eggs, they're egg substitute, so like egg beaters kind of thing, but not that brand. It's like the poverty brand. Ain't no such thing as poverty egg substitute. It's always expensive anyway. So we added that to the top, and then we put it back in the oven for another 10 minutes or so. And then I was gonna add some cheese. I thought I had some cheese sauce, but I didn't have cheese sauce because be freestyling, so I don't have cheese sauce on here. But I did have salsa. So I put salsa on top, as well as some chives to make it look like I know what the hell I'm doing. And that is what you see here. Super simple. At the last minute, I was like, yo, what else can I put on here? So I do have some sriracha. There is actually some no sugar added ketchup on here as well with the tomato sauce. I put that on there. Ketchup goes on eggs, right? I don't know, bro. This is, how I get down. This is what I do. And at the last minute, I did add some of the sugar-free syrup. I thought I had some Walden Farms, which is 0 calorie. I didn't, but this is actually pretty close to it. And this tastes better in my opinion because Walden Farms tastes like pure chemicals. 5 calories for 2 tablespoons. If you don't know, if you're using like Hungry Jack or what is it now? Pearl Milling Company, the artist formerly known as, my auntie. That's like 110 to 120 calories for 2 tablespoons. So you might want to switch to the 5 calorie one if you are someone who is like diet conscious. I didn't even cut it up yet, so I'm gonna do that right in front of y'all and probably screw it up because I never cut pizza correctly because these square joints, but that's how we gonna get down. See if I can do this. Oh, that's terrible, bro. And no help from the peanut gallery, just let me cut stupid slices, okay? I know somebody will just do it. No, I don't need no hacks, bro. Let me be dumb, okay? I wanna be dumb. I wanna be dumb. That is not cut at all, bro. But this is how we look. I don't edit. This is how we do things. I don't care. I love y'all. And I'm human. And humans are stupid. And I'm stupid. So that is what we got. Some stupid. There you go. Look, that came off. Boom. Breakfast pizza. First bite. Alright. It's a banger. It's a banger. Spicy from the sriracha. Sweet from the ketchup, tart from the tomato sauce, seasoned ground beef. Eggs are eggs. I'm gonna get into the syrup though, better believe it. Because that's gonna be like, the super banger. The super banger. I usually like my pizza more well done. But when I'm making my own, because I eat like the whole thing. I might not eat the whole thing. We'll see how far I get. I might have to do some off camera, but normally, because I'm eating more, if I do well done, it cuts like the side of my mouth, and I don't like that. I don't want a little cut. It looks like a Glasgow smile, like the Joker. I mean, I already got one here, so I don't want another one. You know what I mean? So, don't mind me. If you think it's a little, al dente, not al dente. That's why. Sometimes I gotta worry about my mouth health. Don't. Damn, that's good, man. You gotta try stuff like this. That's not good. You guys got with Spanish. You know about to set it off, though. You know about to set it off. Oh. It fell here, so it was cool, but that's, we don't like to waste the gains. Alright, come here. Come here. You gonna drip? You gonna drip? I'm just fat kid I ideas. No, yes. Yes. I'm not gonna have a Joker smile, which is even more of a W. Did y'all watch the new Batman? I'm not gonna spoil it, because I didn't watch it yet. And if you spoil it in my comments, I swear to God, I'm gonna block you. Don't be that person. But you can probably guess that I'm a big comic book fan. Grew up with comic books. You know, my pops was a comic book guy. All those little crazy, like, Batman cartoon movies I watch. So, to kind of prep myself, because I'm going this weekend, I don't like people. No, I truthfully, I don't like movie theaters. Like, I really don't. So I usually will wait, even though it pains me, like a week after it comes out. So that I don't have to deal with, like, it's gonna make me sound like an old man, but, like, the young crowd in movies, because I don't blame them, you know, because teenagers in movies is more of a hangout thing, which I get. But you know how teenagers are in movies. I was once a kid going to movies. Even 7th, 8th grade, we used to go to the movies. And we were obnoxious, we were kind of loud, you know, and for, like, old people like me, we just try and watch the damn movie. So I usually will wait a week. Only in extenuating circumstances, like when Star Wars came out, I was there on opening night. But this pained me. I really wanted to see this movie, and I'm gonna wait a week. Actually, you know, I just gotta wait a little bit because I don't like people. You know, 2020 was only good for a few things, and one of them for me was new release movies came out. Some of them still do. They weren't in theaters. You could just get them. You know, you could stream it. That's so good. You know, on whatever service. Some of them came out like straight to Netflix, or I have all those services. So, like, the new Scream drop, and I was so excited for that. I got to watch it on Paramount Plus. If you don't have that, you can get it on, like, a cable box. But I'm pumped for Batman, and in prep for that, because I do this. I'm people say fanboy. I'll wear that proudly. I'm a fanboy when it comes to certain stuff. Star Wars, definitely. Batman, Superman, big time fan. So, how do I prep for that? Well, I'll tell you. I have gone back and watched every Batman that has come out since 1989. I can't do the Adam, look, rest in peace to Adam West. I actually like Adam West. If you don't know who Adam West was, he played the Batman in, like, the, it's not necessarily the original, but most people refer to it as the original. If you don't know, Batman was a TV show. It came out in 1966, and Adam West was a star of that show, and it had, like, most people know the theme song. That's that show. I think I'm too old for it now. I watched it as a kid, obviously not in 1960. I'm not really in 57, but it would come on TV in the 90s. Sometimes you can still catch it, but I watched it as a kid and I thought it was pretty decent. And I went back to watch it this time and I was just like, wow, this is really corny. Wow. It's funny how your tastes change as an adult. So, people who don't watch Batman movies, you must live under a rock. You have to watch more of them, I hope. But if you haven't, the first Batman, I say that in quotes, as far as movies go, came out in 1989. Now, I got to catch it in the 90s as a kid, just like all the other ones, because when I was super little, believe it or not, my favorite movie was Batman Forever. People who watch these movies, let me finish. Because I know, anybody who's an actual comic book fanboy is going to be like, oh, that movie sucked, it's not real. I was a freaking kid, bro. So, as a kid, Jim Carrey was like, for lack of better words, the shit. And I remember being like super small. And someone told me, like, Jim Carrey's the Riddler. And I was like, what? And I watched that movie and I fell in love with Batman. I started watching all these other movies. So I went back and I watched the older ones, which came out in 1989. Jack Nicholson, if you don't know who he is, whatever. Played the Joker before Heath Ledger. And He was really good. Like, really good. And then I went and watched Batman Returns with the Penguin and Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer. Listen, I'm not even gonna go there. If y'all watch Scarface, like, whatever. But Michelle Pfeiffer, Batman Forever, Jim Carrey's the Riddler. And it's funny though. Let me wipe my hand real quick. Because as a kid, Batman Forever, like I said, was one of my favorite movies. Like, I watched it all the time. Like, even now when I turned it on, I couldn't believe it. I still knew, like, all the lines. Like, the majority of the lines, I still was like I still could say them out loud. I'm very annoying to watch in movies, especially movies I've seen, because I have a really, really good memory, and I can recite lines like you wouldn't believe. Like, there's a lot of movies that I know all the lines to. I have a really, like, crazy memory, but I went back and watched the original Batman, which as a kid I liked, but it wasn't my favorite. I'm talking the 89 one. And I was like, yo, this is really good. And as a kid, again, Batman Returns scared the hell out of me. Not like run out of the theater scared, but like, it was like dark. The Penguin was Danny DeVito. You know Danny DeVito, the short dude? And he was like biting people and stuff, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was bad. And I watched these movies again as an adult, and they're exponentially better than Batman Forever. Like, way better. Batman Forever, I watched as an adult, bro. This is like recently, this weekend. It was horrible. So bad. Like, I can't believe, like, as a kid, you were like, oh, because you know, as a kid, you just want to buy toys and stuff. And Jim Carrey was cool and he was funny. But now you're like, yo, what the hell am I watching? And don't get me started on Batman and Robin, bro. Even as a kid, I thought that sucked. It really sucks. If you want to go back and watch the Batmans, and you want to see a bad movie, watch Batman and Robin. And it pains me to say that. Because there's a lot of really good actors in that movie, and they didn't do a bad job. It's just the material in the actual movie was just like trash. George Clooney is Batman. Good actor, right? George Clooney? I like George Clooney. He wasn't a bad Batman. The movie sucked. Uma Thurman is Poison Ivy. You're talking to Bride from Kill Bill, right? Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino's Muse. And the worst of the worst. And this super pains me. Like, super pains me. Because another movie that I am a fanboy of is The Terminator. I love The Terminator. I watch every Terminator. I've seen the first two like 5 billion times. I know all the lines in those two. And Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Mr. Freeze. But my goodness, did they give him some bad lines. He says some corny one-liners the whole movie. You know, he's like, it's just not for him, bro. And he gave him bad lines. There's nothing to do with that. I'm sure he got a bag from that, so he ain't mad, but he's got like his freeze gun, and he freezes Rodman, and he's like, cool out, bad boy. And it's like, you know? But the movie sucks. Sucks. And then, of course, you got the Dark Knight trilogy. That's what they call it now, or the Christopher Nolan trilogy with, you know, Christian Bale. And, of course, like, you know, you got the late, great Heath Ledger. In The Dark Knight, my dog's name is Bane because of The Dark Knight Rises. That is why I named my dog Bane. Like, that's how you know I'm an actual fanboy. So, those movies were great. Batman Begins with Cillian Murphy and, you know, Liam Neeson, like, goated. The Dark Knight is one of my, it actually is my favorite comic book movie of all time. I know it's cliche, but when that movie dropped, I remember I bought, like, the DVD. And the Blu-ray, I bought the Blu-ray. I watched it so many times. Like, I've always been, even as a kid, like, because I read the comic books and all like little cartoon movies. There was a series in the 90s when I was a kid that was like called, like, I think it was called Batman the Animated Series, which was like, you know, all of the people, but like the Joker was my favorite in that show. And he used to run about Harley Quinn. Super dope. And when Heath Ledger did the Joker, damn, that's good. I know it's a super cliche, but there's a reason that people think it's a really good movie, and he did a really good job. Because it is. And if you haven't watched The Dark Knight, again, either you're 4, or what are you doing? It's a lot of people's favorite comic book movie. It's one of my favorite movies, period. A Dark Knight Rises. Tom Hardy played Bane. Absolutely love the Bane character. The reason that The Dark Knight Rises to me isn't as good as Batman, not better than Batman Begins, but it isn't as good as The Dark Knight. I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but the final act is just, it's a letdown. The rest of the movie's fantastic. And the final act, like the final third of the movie, I don't really like, you know, it was kind of a letdown. Whereas The Dark Knight was good all the way through, in my opinion. With the Joker, people don't know why I have this tattoo. It's not like just to be cool. For me, it's something of like a mental health helper, I guess would be the right word. It's just my way of saying, like, no matter how bad it gets, like, just laugh about it. One day you'll laugh about it. And believe it or not, it helps. And when it kind of resonated with me, if you watch The Dark Knight, towards the end of the movie, Batman throws the Joker off of a roof. Like, literally. And he's falling to his death. And even Jack Nicholson's Joker got fallen from a roof. Well, it was a helicopter, it doesn't matter. But when he falls, he screams. And most people, when you throw them off a building, they scream. You know, they fall. The Joker's character started laughing. On the way down, he's just like laughing hysterically. And I was like, obviously not in that sense, but in the sense of like, he's making a throw off a building, he started laughing. And I'm sitting here complaining because, like, you know, like, my car doesn't work. It looked like a perspective thing. I know that wasn't the message in the movie, clearly not, but that's where it kind of came from. And this is obviously just a smile part that kind of goes with it. Even if I'm not smiling, I'm smiling, get it? So, that's where that comes from. But I heard that this movie, again, do not spoil the movie for me. Like, don't be one of those people. I'll just ban you. Like, if you spoil it, like, that's gonna annoy me, and I don't want to ban you, but don't do that. I'm serious, don't do it. That happened to me with Star Wars, and it was really messed up, and it's a big reason why I don't live stream on Instagram anymore. So, if you want to try and do it, knock yourself out. It's not going to ruin my life, but I'll just block you. People are saying that this Batman is supposedly better than The Dark Knight. It's going to be a hell of a movie to be better than that. That's all I'll say. It's going to have to be a hell of a movie to be better than The Dark Knight. If I had to rank Batman movies of all time, The Dark Knight is number 1. Batman 1989, now. I revised my list in the last 2 weeks. Batman from 1989 is my second favorite. Then The Dark Knight Rises. I know it's not popular amongst people. Then I would go with Batman Begins. The Nolan trilogy is still the best. Then Batman Returns. Then Batman Forever. Just the movies. I'm not throwing the animated ones in because there are some good ones. If you're interested, ask away. And then finally Batman and Robin. Before that, Batman Forever, obviously. Batman and Robin was... I mean, George Clooney actually apologizes for that movie. But I'm interested to see where this one fits in. I can't see it being worse than Batman Forever. I can definitely see it being number 2. Maybe 1. I don't know. We'll find out. But I've gotten this far without any spoilers, so I'm pretty happy about that. I might not read my comments. I'm gonna be honest. I might not read my comments because I don't want to be spoiled. A big reason why I stopped live streaming, like I said, I used to live stream almost every day on Instagram, right? And people used to troll me. Like, I know that comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Like, I completely understand that. But when people go into people's live streams on like Twitch and things like that, that's their job. They have subscribers, you know, even YouTube, like their subscribers, you make money. Instagram, you don't make money. Therefore, I'm just doing it as a hobby. So when I feel like I'm getting trolled in my free time, I'm just like, this feels really stupid. But one of the final straws, one time, Star Wars was about to come out. Everybody knew I was a Star Wars fan. And a bunch of freaking people in the movie, like in the comment section, The Force Awakens was the movie that was about to come out. So it was like the next trilogy. They start writing Han Solo dies. I hope I didn't spoil that for you. It's been out for like 8 years. But they started writing that. And he did, in fact, die. And I was just like, why do people do that? You know? I get the whole trolling thing. I don't get the whole trolling thing, but it's a weird phenomenon these days that, like, people that troll you, I feel like they like you more than people that like you. It's a very weird obsession to me. I don't know if you guys know the rapper, or I don't know if he's a rapper, but he's like an artist of some sort. But his name is Russ. I know he was very popular a couple of years ago because people said that he took a lot of L's, which I completely don't agree with. He posted a TikTok, maybe last week. Some dude, or woman, I don't know. I'm assuming it was a guy because men usually have that weird obsessive behavior. It's usually not women that troll like that. It's usually men. I don't know why, but they do. For 3 years, he wrote in the DMs to Russ, F you. But he wrote it out, F you, see, you know, F you. Every day. Didn't say anything else. F you, F you, F you. Every day! For 3 years. You know how much obsessed you have to be with a person to do that? I don't care if you think it's funny. Which I get, trolls think it's funny. But if you're constantly trolling the same people, you're obsessed with them. Like, you can say you don't care. No one has that kind of commitment to someone that cares. It's weird. Like, I just don't get why they don't put their energy into other stuff. I've said that before, and it's funny because Russ said the same thing. He's like, yo, if you showed that kind of commitment, 3 years, bro. Could you imagine grinding for 3 years to say F you to somebody for nothing? That to me is just straight weirdo behavior, bro. Like, I don't really have another way of saying it. And I get it's a thing. Again, it's usually a guy thing. I haven't seen many women do it. I know there are some. I'm not saying they're not. But men have this weird thing that they feel like if someone doesn't notice you, if you're a dick, then you'll notice them. Which is true. But it's not going to have an effect that you want, so why do it? You know, I have people that do it to me. Constantly. There's people, again, if you write something rude in my comments, and I happen to see it, I'm going to check your comment history. And a lot of times, you have nothing nice to say ever. You just write rude shit over and over again. So you watch all my videos. It's so weird to say out loud. You watch all my videos and the only time you open your mouth is to say something rude. You don't think you're obsessed with me. That's fucking weird, bro. Like, I love you. it's a I don't get it. Like, if you are a person, because there are people that do this, and you watch all my videos, there's a good amount of people that will only write negatives, and I don't mean just negative like, you know, that doesn't look good, or that food looks like crap, or, no, they're saying negative stuff about me. Like, I don't even want to give examples, because I'm not trying to give, like, attention to these people, but, like, just trying to get on my nerves, and sometimes they go further, try to cross the line further, until I open my mouth and say something, and it's just like, I don't get it. Like, you mean to tell me, my videos are all like 20 minutes, you know, they're long. My shortest videos are like 15. I think I got a couple of 12ers in there. So and then they can make comments that are things that are at the latter end of the video. So I know you're watching like the whole thing. Like, you're literally watching like a 25-minute video and then pointing something out in like the 23rd minute. So I'm like, The hell is wrong with you? Like, I don't get it, but it's a true thing. So when I saw that from Russ, I was just like, yo, because I've touched on this a bunch of times in my videos, bro. I genuinely don't get it. Like, I just feel like you kind of like him or me or whoever you're trolling. So you like would get on their nerves. Like, what's the fucking point? Like, it doesn't do anything. So finally one day Russ posted and he noticed you. Like, do you feel like that's your like shot at like being cool, or like what the fuck? Is that what the accomplishment is? I don't get it. By the way, this is sugar-free cherry limeade, like Sonic cherry limeade. I found this in the dollar store, bro. It sucks. Like, I drink it because I bought it and I don't waste stuff. But yeah, like, if you're one of those people, you know, sometimes people will actually like get a response from me and it won't even be anything, you know, like, I'm not gonna insult you back, but I'll kind of be like, why are you writing all this weird shit all the time, or something along those lines. And sometimes they'll reply with like, man, I was just trying to get you notice. Look, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time losing sleep over it, but you might not notice this, but the dude here with the camera, like, I'm not insulting anybody, number one, and number two, like, you might not realize this, but like, I'm an actual like whole fucking person, bro. Like, I don't really get it, but like, I'm not really gonna lose sleep over it, but like, the reason I don't do that is because I realize that no matter what, who's making whatever content, like, that person's a person. You know, you don't want to be their 13th reasons why, number one. And number two, you don't know what people are going through. Like, I'm a happy person in general, but I'm still human. Like, I have bad days. I have days that I'm sad. Like, I'm a human, bro. Like, that's anybody, bro. I don't care. You can go up to Jeff Bezos, bro. He's a majilgadillionaire. That's not even a number. And I'm sure he has days he's sad. Probably less. But he does. Like, maybe he couldn't fly his dick rocket to space that day or something. I don't know. I don't know what Jeff be doing. I would like to have that money, though. But you get what I'm saying. So, I don't really get it. Because you can't really want bad things to happen if you're, like, obsessed with a person. Maybe you do. I don't know. That's why they call fans fanatics. But I don't look at anybody as a fan, because I'm not shit. I'm nobody. Like, I'm just a human being. Like, I'm not, like, you know, like, super popular, famous, like, whatever. I'm a human. But anyway, that cheese? That better not be hair. I don't have any hair. No, it's cheese. Yeah, but that pizza, I'm really upset that I should have made more, because that was delicious, man. But, yeah, I only had one crust. Got a lot of things I still got to review. It's been really tough because I only have 7 days in one stomach. But you can see I've done a lot of videos recently that I've been, like, not home. I've been eating, I was home, yes, but I've been eating out. But I can't eat out, like, every day. You know, that's, like, I still like to have some semblance of, like, a body. So, you know, I still try to make a balance in between. And, yeah, but we're going to get to them. Taco Bell's 60th anniversary was today. I still haven't had the nacho fries yet, but I've had like 90 times, so who gives a shit. Popeye's fish sandwich, which I actually bit part of one off camera. It wasn't mine. It was my family's. When I bit it, it's good. I still want to do a video on it, though. If you're watching and you're a real one and you don't want to know if the Popeye's fish sandwich is good, it is very good. But there's some other stuff, a lot of showdowns and etc. But I thank you all again for rocking with me for this long. I'm not going to stop anytime soon. I enjoy doing it, and you guys enjoy watching it, so let's just keep rocking. But anyway, not sure tomorrow. More than likely going to be back in the kitchen. Like, I got to start cooking again, bro. I can't eat out every single day. I ain't got money like that. But anyway, we'll be back, though. I love your faces. Tomorrow, more content. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.